What's going on?
Okay, just before 11 a.m. this morning, we received a call for a leaking propane tank on a propane truck. We have crews on scene that are preparing to make entry to control that leak. And they'll make entry with hose lines as a precaution. We're concerned about ignition sources, so we don't want anything to ignite that vapor cloud. What we have done is isolated the area and evacuated people within 1,500 feet. Beyond that, we're asking people to shelter in place because it is a concern that if something were to happen, that we want those people protected.
Right now, East Brundage is shut down between Mount Vernon.
Between Mount Vernon and Sterling Avenue, we have shut down East Brundage, and that's to allow our first responders the space they need to operate.
Where is this propane tank located at on the facility?
It's at the business behind me. There's a overhanging outdoor area where the truck is parked, and it's leaking a significant amount of propane.
And so just the business is evacuated, surrounding places just within...
Right, we're keeping people upwind of the vapor cloud, but we're concerned about the people downwind, and we've made those notifications and asked those people to shelter in place until we resolve the situation.
What we smell right now, is that part of it? Remnants?
Where we're at is a bit upwind, but it's a bit stronger smell if you go further away, and it's that propane smell, that distinct odor.
And propane doesn't have an odor by itself. They add stuff to it, just like gas?
It's odorized with mercaptan.
Got it.
So it's the Tile Express building
That's where the vehicle is parked. It's also next door to another tank holding facility of some sort.
And it's a truck of some sort, or is it an in-place?
It's a tanker truck with a propane tank truck.
And so far, how many people do you guys have evacuated from the facility?
I don't have those numbers. There is a elementary school or a preschool of some sort that's been told to shelter in place.
So school's not on lockdown, you're just told to stay inside?
They're told to stay inside until we control that leak.
And last thing I can think of, of course you don't have your crystal ball in front of you, but any proximity or approximate how long could this?
We're hoping that once they make entry, they'll be able to resolve and control that leak very quickly. It could be 30 minutes, it could be several hours, depending on what they get when they get close and get in there.
And just lastly, recap everything that you said thus far.
Okay. Shortly before 11 a.m., we received a call for a propane gas leak here off East Brundage Lane, and our crews are at that point right now where they're about to make entry. We have a water source established, and we'll go in with hose lines just in case there is any kind of ignition source where that propane is. We have done evacuations in the closest vicinity, and we've asked other people to shelter in place, and that's just for safety precautions until we get this resolved.
And people who have to take their business in this area, you're asking them to avoid the area?
Avoid the area. There aren't too many businesses affected by this. It's mostly just East Brundage between Mount Vernon and Sterling Avenue that are closed at this point.